What's up with it, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Pleasure to be here. Pleasure.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. One of the hottest in the city, man.
Most definitely, most definitely.
But I know you're a household name at this point, but for those who don't know you, introduce yourself.
How y'all doing, man? To the world, my fault on the voice a little bit, but Nico Nel, media, goddamn me, engineer, cameraman, label owner, the voice of St. Louis, the voice of the people. You know what I mean? The albino champion in this motherfucker, Rocky Balboa. Call me what you want. For real, for real.
Straight like that, man. I like the introduction.
Yes, sir.
Before we dig too deep into these accolades, these titles you just gave yourself, not just gave yourself, but that you have, we get to know you before all that. Now, what part of St. Louis did you grow up in? Are you originally from St. Louis?
Yeah, I'm from St. Louis. My mother, I grew up in University City. Like, shout out to Nelly. But like my bird was from like the north side, so kind of between my grandma's house in the summers and shit like that. Like I go from the county to the city. She ain't had no babysitter. Summer times we always go to grandma's house on the north side. That's where we learned, the little bullshit that we did learn. But for most of the part, University City.
Yeah. Now, I hear you speak about your mother. Was your father? Was he there?
Most of the time he was locked up. I was 23, 24 when he got out. I was about 7 or 8 when he got locked up. So I fucked with him and shit. He just wasn't there. Typical shit for St. Louis. Typical, story.
Do you know and could you speak on like why he was gone away for so long?
To my knowledge, it was just like probably like little petty drug charges, shit. Like, but probably bad lawyers and stuff. Like, I think he got a bad deal. Like, probably too much time for the charge and shit. You know what I mean? He should have probably got a few years before they ended up kind of going a little heavier on him, I feel like, but that was all this petty drug charges and shit.
How's your relationship now?
Unfortunately, it's non-existent, but I would say that's because of me. You hear me? Like, when you grow up without the family, when you need them, when you're younger, you develop like this, I wouldn't even say resiliency, like, because I don't even know if that's a word. Like, you develop like this attitude where it's like, girl, I made it this far without you. So now I'm a grown-ass man. I got a son. I don't need a daddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a pops. Like, I'm grown. I still say daddy because I'm from that young age, when I said that, that's when he left. You hear me? So even my homies, they be like, hey, bro, call him pops or something. I'm like, you got to think he walked away. I'm 7, 8, he got locked up. That's the last thing I remember calling him. That's the last thing I said. So to this day, that's just what it is. But it's all love to him. Like, I got to learn to, reach out and check on my peoples, man, heal them old wounds, try to change the cycle, I know he ain't want that shit,
Yeah, I was just going to say, I can relate to that. I'll just say that. And a lot of us hold on to feelings, against our parents for reasons that was out of their control. They were probably, who knows what he was doing, probably trying to provide for you and
absolutely
suffering the consequences by going to jail.
Right.
He still ended up
suffering the consequence. Yeah. It's a catch-20, right? Yeah, most definitely.
But you also mentioned, like, you are a father yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In what ways do you try to, I guess, not make those same mistakes as your father did?
I mean, that's kind of why, for such a big change in the city, like, I'm stepping down at the height of my shit. Like, a lot of people won't tell you, like, at the height, I shoot videos, so at the height of my career, it's like, hey, we're going to pull away and change it up. And the reason being is for my son. Because, like, I could sit and get a babysitter and go crazy and shoot from dusk to dawn. But it's like I've learned throughout the process of having him. He's 5 now. Like, it's about being a father about more than just providing, You got to actually physically be there. And I wasn't taught, nobody, how that go. But that's not an excuse. I want to do better for my generation. Or for my seed, I should say. So I just try to be there, man, as much as I can. Like, I'm always going to provide. That's naturally just in me, as a man. But just really physically be there, teach them shit, the things that money can't buy, time.
And were you the only child? You have any brothers and sisters?
In my household, my mom had, I had a little brother and an older sister. So in that household, but my father had like nine kids, a lot of, then I got a lot of stepbrothers and sisters through that. So yeah, we got a lot of, siblings out there. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters,
Pop was outside.
Yeah, he was out. He was most definitely. Yeah, he was a little,
No. What high school did you graduate from?
I went to University City. I didn't graduate, and I'm proud to say that, bro. It ain't like I used to look down on that when I was younger, like, man, you too articulate, you too smart to not have finished school. But at the time, it wasn't about really like the academics in school. It was just what I was going through, man. Like I was in alternative school, I was working a full-time job. Even then, I told my mom, like, look, I'm not going to college. I'm going to create my job. I'm going to work in the music industry. I'm 14, 15, 16, 17, and it's what I said my whole life. So it was one of those. Once I didn't have enough credits and I didn't make it, it wasn't no going to summer school for me. It was none of that. It was like, all right, I did my time in here. It was really a lot of shit going on in my household that just made me like, all right, let me just shake and hit the world. I wasn't really like knowing I wasn't going to further my education beyond that. I would have liked doing that for my mama, just to get that to her. My grandma, you know what I mean? And I still think for myself and my son, maybe get the GED at some point just to show my son, like, hey, I went back and did that, just to show him that I do stress education to some extent. But I know how the real world work. Like A and B students, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all, when y'all go to school, y'all do perfect, y'all gonna come work for a nigga like me. And I ain't trying to say it like that, but I create the opportunities. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit around and apply for a job. The way my mind worked, that was never gonna work for me. I had to do what I'm doing now, create my opportunity. Straight up.
And I respect that. Not to, throw, I guess what they call shade upon people who, go through the whole course of going through school and being successful. But I just have to understand what you mean. And with that being said, you say you started, I guess, to experiment with the music as early as 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, around like 13, 14, got the computer. My mom was like around the hood, like we'd just get like little money, go to the Goodwill, get an old computer. It was a program they call it FL Studios now, but back then it was like Fruity Loops. So we really started on like Windows computers. We go get the Goodwill computer, hustle up, sell some Game Boys and shit, whatever. Get a broke computer, get a hard drive from something else, put that shit together, and we start making music right on Fruity Loops, just shorties, just doing it for the love, wanting to be like the early stages on some Soulja Boy shit. That was like my era,
You
trying to do that. Yeah, I was rapping. Yeah, I started rapping. On God.
You still got some of that old music, some of your old tapes?
Yeah, I got a couple little songs in the vault, man. Back in that probably never came off like spityourgame.com or some MySpace like the old days. I've been stopped rapping,
Why you ain't pushing yourself, man?
See, that's what a lot of people don't know, man. Like, and I'm glad you asked that question. See, you got to know when to be. For me, I'm always been the best role player. I feel like a lot of niggas feel like they Michael Jordan. You hear me? Like they LeBron. They got to be the star of the team. I always known. I say this every day. I was Ray Allen. I was gonna be the one that made that winning shot and go home and live good. You hear me? But I felt like I was always meant to help catapult the other people to the next level. I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wasn't trying to be like, the guy in front of everything. I was more so trying to be who I am, like behind the scenes. And then I just knew that shit was ass. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, I could spit a bar too, but sometimes just being able to say, like, cats come to me now, Nico, I'm hard. This 16, that don't mean nothing, bro. Like, did you make a good song? Do they want to hear the song? Like, is they gonna stream it? And I did it like, I'll play my music, I get in the car, and I cut this shit off. Like, I don't want to hear all this deep life shit. I cut on some Drake. So I realized, like, yeah, this shit dead. I ain't gonna, have to let it go. For real.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Like you said, you just knew that wasn't your position.
Yeah, got too old for that. Yeah, I was like 23. For real, the same person that's managing me now, it's an interesting story. Like, I was 23, I had a full-time job in a factory, probably like 2 jobs, Walgreens and shit. I'm hustling, like just not hustling, but like hustling all day, 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs, you know what I'm saying? I buy my equipment piece by piece, make payments on it. I grabbed all my shit and I kind of left the gig. My manager, he was telling me, well, I didn't, right before I left the gig, I say, let me run that back. My current manager, shout out to Nick Steele, at the time he was gonna manage my rap career. I'm like 22, right before I met my girl. And he told me like, hey bro, you can't go to work on Thursday and Friday. You got some shows, you got this feature set up. And I'm thinking like, bro, I live on my own. I ain't got no family. Well, I got family, but our relationships wasn't intact. You feel me? Like, nah, I'm not about to quit my job for this shit. Like, I don't want it that bad. Like, he was so serious, it let me know like, nah, this ain't for me. Like, at least the rap side of it. But I could just take my knowledge and put that behind the artist, So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I guess that will ultimately lead you to start producing and engineering then?
Most definitely, yup. Like I said, I kind of produced and engineered early. Like when we was younger, started making the beats on Fruity Loops that led to recording ourselves. You learn how to mix by recording your own songs. Get your voice sounding right, get your partner sounding right. Next thing you know, This cat down the street, he heard about you. He want to pay you a couple of dollars to come and do what you just did for the other people. And that really led me, really the mixing is what led me to even shooting videos. You know what I mean? You probably had the question somewhere, but like Vic Mont, for me, I was an engineer. You know, I'm driving trucks at the time. I got my CDL Class A, making about 50, 60,000 a year. You know, I'm solid, bro. We out in the suburbs, got a rental house. My girl working. We ain't got no kid at the time. And I'm in the studio. I'm working with the Benji Brothers. I know you heard of them at the time. My brother brought them to me. I'm working with them. I'm meeting the Juice 23s. Like I'm just starting. And I remember somebody coming in there like, hey, we shooting a video with Vic Mont. And again, I'm like, damn, I kept hearing his name when I would mix the songs. Just kept hearing it. So one day I check out the page and I'm just mind blown that you can get videos for that price. You know, so I'm like, damn, I already know how to do the engineering. If they coming to me first and they about to all go to this guy, Vic Mont, I might as well become like, that's my next stage. And so that's what I did, man. I ended up on the weekends, I kept mixing songs. And then by the weekend time come, one day I boomed so hard, it was like I would make my 9 to 5 amount on the weekend. I would work a full-time job driving trucks like 60, 70 hours a week. You got a 70-hour clock. But I go in on my weekends, let's say I made after taxes driving $750 a week. On the weekend, I mix niggas, shoot 2-3 videos, I made $750. So I kept doing it. One day I'm stacking my paper up. I come tell my lady, I'm like, hey, baby, I think I just want to do this shit full time. Like I'm straight making my check with a few days. What would I make if I did this all day? She said, fly, baby. That was it. I quit my job that night. Went in there, told my boss, I'd never forget it. Like Boona Thrax's daddy, you know Boona Thrax in St. Louis, the comedian. Shout out to Boona, man. His father actually was the one that helped me to quit, you know. I was working with his dad, man, backing up trucks. I'm sorry, Calvin. I fucked him over that night, man. I ain't gonna lie. Once I told my girl, she said, fly. I said, I left them, man. They had all trailers full of shit to get moved. I said, you know, boss called me like 3 in the morning. Please don't quit tonight. Just come in one more day. I said, nah, man, my future can't wait, bro. It's done. I'm never going back. Burnt the bridge because I never wanted to go back. And I haven't worked a job since then. You know what I'm saying? About 7, 8 years ago, for sure.
Nick Steele, man. Shout out to Nick Steele. He got his hands in
it. Shout out to my boy, man. My manager, man. Yeah, shout out to him, man. It's a personal friend, too. Like, we was partners, you know what I mean, for a lot of that time. But, you know, he just real he do his thing, man. So, if he sees something good in you, he'll listen. I be hiding from him, too. Like, anytime I make a post, he like, stop cursing so much. Take this down. Get off live. So I be ducking him. When y'all see me, that's why I go live so much, man. So he don't get on my ass. But, well, you know, shout out to my manager, though. Shout out to Nick Steele, man.
Still fast forward a little bit, or rewind, should I say?
Say no more.
Rewind. But you said, I guess after you stop making music, you start to produce. Like you said, the artists essentially you kept hearing Vic my name ringing, so that made you think like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this myself.
Right.
I don't know if it was your first official video that you shot, but I seen like your first video that you uploaded. Was it HMG?
Oh, you did your homework. Okay. Yes, sir. That was actually a shout out to HMG Hemi. Yeah, that was the first one, man. Good free boy. Tapped in with him,
Was
you
that
know.
your first video?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was about my first. I probably shot 1 or 2 before that, but I didn't upload them. I shot my cousin who worked with me. Shout out to Slap Dollars. You know what I mean? I shot his video first. He was really my first video. My cousin was the one that y'all see at all the shoots with me. But after that, we never uploaded it. I think we just put that on the gram. That might be on my Instagram archives. I got to redrop that. But after that, yeah, I think the first one on YouTube was HMG Hemi. Yeah, recorded that in the studio. Actually, I don't even think I recorded that. I think we just shot it. We just shot it, man. He gave me the opportunity to shoot it.
Yeah. Now, I guess it's all coming full circle what you just said prior to this about, you know, being in the studio, being introduced to the Benji Brothers, and then, you know, them going to Vic Mine to shoot their videos. Cause around the same time that you dropped your first video, which is back in 2017, you followed up with that with the y'all first collab with the Benji Brothers.
Yeah, they're jealous.
Yeah.
And
that was crazy.
$500,000. The crazy part, Jealous did millions, bro. That was taken down. People don't remember the original version of Jealous. My page was so new when we posted that the video went up somewhere else. They stole it. They reposted it. It did millions of views. They took it down. They sold that page years later. The Benji but Jealous been there. That was my first million. It just wasn't on my page.
Gotcha.
And then so now when people see it, like you said, it got a 500,000. I think if it had the real views, probably be more like 2 or 3 right now. You know.
How was that early stages of working with the Benji Brothers? I guess in a sense it was kind of during that time period, just from doing the history of your page, it's kind of locked in with a lot of the Spanish Lake artists.
Yeah, that's why I started.
R Money,
Shout out to Juice 23. Yeah, my brother, man. Like, I really started. My brother brought me over. Shout out to Jonathan OD, man. My brother, he really brought me to Benji Brothers. Like, look, work with these guys. I heard Benji Kills. At the time I had like $7 grand in my bank account. I would never forget. I'm like 26. I only had like 7 bands. I went downstairs after that session. I told my girl, I said, I will invest every single fucking dollar in my bank account in what I just heard. This nigga is I knew what I heard. Like, Kills could play the piano. He could sing. He was something that you never like. Talent wise, it wasn't outside of Busy Gambino. I probably ain't never seen no talent like that, since then. You know what I mean? It's a few, but it's hard to reach that level. Benji Brothers was something special, man. For real.
They definitely got some dope music. I done an interview with Benji Kells, man.
No, just shout out to Kells. Shout out to Kells, man.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming home pretty soon, from what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, wish them the best. Them little dudes been in and out of jail their whole career. Ever since I known them, they just been in and out of jail. I don't think they ever just sat home for a full year. And 2-3, man, real quick, like, I just want to say this, like, even though I met Juice 23 through them, Juice, that's my real brother. Like, he was the first artist to say, like, I believe in you, locked in with me. Like, we had real conversations like, hey, bro, these my problems in life. These my problems. I say, I don't judge you for yours. Don't judge me for mine. We made a brotherhood. We locked in, fucked the city up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just, unfortunately, we lose so many to death or to the jail cells. Just free my brother, man. When he come home, it's already set up for him.
Yeah, Juice 23, I was just about to get into him. Y'all had a crazy one,
man. 2-3 was the, like, to work with artists like him, the crazy part, I was more of a fan. Like, everybody I'll be working with, I seen them on Vic My channel, that Freestyle Monday, and then, man, everybody seen that, man. That Freestyle Monday, yeah, Juice put on, bro. It was I remember getting to an argument with my best friend, like, and I know a lot of people not gonna fuck with this, but I said, or maybe they will or won't, but I don't give a damn. I said, when I was working with Juice, I used to say, bro, he gonna be bigger than Pac. He my Tupac. My boy was looking at me like, what the fuck you on? I'm like, bro, I know what I'm hearing, nigga. I ain't no Tupac. Them niggas could have been faking. I know this man. Everything he's saying, like, when he's saying he doing, like, I ain't even trying to say, like, he, sitting in jail now for reasons. Like, them high speeds motherfuckers talking about crashing them cars. I'm at video shoots with 2-3 renting Teslas. Police pull up, he tell me he about to take the Tesla and tell me where to come pick this motherfucker up from. I'm like, hold on now, 2-3, let's not do all that. He about to catch him. He about to do it to him, He just was one of them, bro. Like, but a good head on his shoulders. You see what I'm saying? Real solid dude too, bro. Like, he'll probably do that to a lot of cats, but I trust him. In my crib, around my son, around my woman, like, it was love, real family,
Most definitely. Have you heard from him recently?
Man, I talked to his bird. Like, well, for me, with the prison thing or the jail sentence, is like, in my job, man, I lose so many artists to that shit that at some point, like, when they just saw me break down about C Money them and Busy on the internet, like, gang, that shit get hard to steady make them jail calls and steady, like, I needed them out here. And there was times when even Juice was out here and he know it, like, I put too much pressure on him, but I told him, like, bro, you let me down, bro. I invested my life. Like, at that time, I was early and naive, gang. I would invest my last in the artist, and be waiting on us to win. And when you get locked up and I'm just sitting here and I got to pick the motion up by myself, you may have had little problems and shit when you was out here, didn't leave me with enough songs, music. I holler at this bird, you know what I'm saying? Check in, check through people. But, like, I'm just keeping this music scene going for us. So when he come home, it's ready. It's already set up.
Most definitely. I know you even worked with, like, in the early days with Pablo KB at the time.
Shout out to K, yo. Rest in peace, KB, man.
That was my first big interview, man.
That's real. That's real. Shout out to KB. He was always working.
Yeah. Shout out to KB, man. But just like you said, with you, having that moment that you had the other day online, from what I took from, like you said, from investing in artists and basically, I wouldn't say being let down, but being disappointed of how things unfolded.
Both.
Busy and from C Money.
Yeah, most definitely.
And various other artists who we just mentioned.
Various.
Juice 23.
All of them. I lost every single artist I ever dealt with to the prison cells. Breezy. It's always something, either they get shot, they go to jail, or they unfortunately pass. Like, either we gonna get there or one of the three things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing in between.
I'm gonna ask you two questions. The first question is: do you think St. Louis artists, rap artists, are just too real? They too deep into
The
the
streets.
lifestyle?
Yeah, I kind of do, man, because you brought up KB6, man. Like, for me, KB, bro, KB had a big heart, bro. He was probably a demon to the city, to people, to the ops or something. But to the people he loved, bro, everybody if he fuck with you, you see what I'm saying? If he loves you, it was like that. I feel like with D Huncho, when he was just going the craziest with, when we talking about the things we talking about in this city, bro, these labels are scared to come invest their money in these artists, bro. They know this shit real. They know St. Louis. Like, I don't care what props we put on the video, they know, oh, this shit a little real. So they see these MoP numbers. They know they can come and invest and come. They see the ratios. They know they putting up the type of numbers. For a small ass city, bro, that's like a nigga doing 2, 3, 5 million in New York. What the shit MoP them, Luh Wick them, they doing in St. Louis, bro. This little ass market. You know, but the labels, yeah, they be scared. We is too real. Just keeping it a buck. They be scared to come invest that money. They'll wait till you get on Sexy Red level to do it for a gill. But a lot of the street dudes, they only fuck with Chicago because they know it's gonna make money. St. Louis, the same stories. Probably realer. No offense to Chicago, just as real at least. And they don't want to come invest in it because they don't want to push it. You know what I mean? It ain't already making enough money for them. It ain't big enough.
Mm-hmm. And they already see the artist as a liability.
Real deal. They do. And it is to an extent, but at the same, it's like, you say you want the real, you say you want the lit. Like, these the stories. Like, this the shit that the industry, like, people talk about disses and shit with my platform and stuff, right? But let's keep it real, bro. When an artist drop a diss, I see it every day. I have artists drop the realest music, the best song, talking about that pain. Fucking flop. Y'all don't even support it, but then nigga get to saying some negativity, faking fallouts. They going up. That's not me. That's the world. They love negativity. They feed into that shit, you know? Straight up.
Going to lead me to my next question. How do you feel about people saying, who just said about yesterday? Well, Coop DV just had to comment on your post. Me and you commented on it. About people only supporting those type of artists.
All right, I love you asked that. Look, and I'm going to get, now this I'm a little fired up about. I ain't going to be too loud in your space, but look, bro, I didn't fucking support it. Everybody over the years. Like, excuse my language, but from the niggas that could barely smack a K, that I just believed in the studio mixing their songs like, no, you got it, to the ones with all the views and notoriety. And what I've understood is that what I can do is just add fuel to a fire. What anybody can do. I don't have the power. Most don't have the power to take somebody who got no viewership, no fan base, and give them that. I'm not academics. I can't just break you like that. I'm Nico Nel. We trying to build that platform.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's what it is, bro. It's like it's hard to get these guys to the next level, bro. It really is, man.
And I'm gonna double down on that, you know, because like you said, like it also takes the artist. Like I said, you can get an artist who, let's say, quote unquote, expect you to break and expect you to get this big blow up from your platform. But are you consistent enough?
Yeah, you gotta move like the label behind you, even when the label not behind you.
Like,
when you independent, you gotta move like you got a big team, even when you don't have a big team. Like, a lot of people, they wait for Nico, or they wait for Nico to come and want to help them and put the fuel behind them. What I tell them, bro, I help who helping themselves. I watch, I pay attention. I'm trying to add to the motion. I'm not trying to, yeah.
Or I might catch somebody out, damn, I like that. Either they might not even have, like you said, they might not even be turned up. But I see something in them. You know?
Right.
I'm gonna help push.
Real deal.
But then it goes back to also what you said. Like you said, you have an artist who can drop. And I do this stuff on purpose. Mm-hmm. If I know I'm gonna post something negative, to where I'm like, why you post this? I'm gonna post something good.
Real deal.
Before or right after, immediately.
That's smart. That's smart.
See, so when you engage, you don't say, oh, you always post negative stuff. No, I don't. It's what that's the only thing you see. Like you said, they can drop a song that's, you know,
pain song,
but nobody listens to it.
Flop.
So they talking about fuck them.
Fuck the ops. Yeah. We going viral. Look at Lil Zay Osama. That's my favorite artist. I'm gonna be real. Like, I fuck with St. Louis music. Raced to like the most well-rounded, like the Michael Jordan of the music here, I'ma say. But like, I really like that pain music. Lil Zay dropped some glah, 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 running on the block shit at 10 million. He dropped that pain song where he's spitting his heart out, singing his heart out. He probably take a 6 months to hit an M. You see what I'm saying? Let him say fuck my cousin. He say fuck my cousin, viral. You know what I'm saying? Couple mil in a few weeks. That's just what they feed on negativity, bro. That's not us. That's just the world we live in. You know?
And you know, while we're on this subject, you know, you was in sort of a situation with the dropping of the Hot Capone. And
Oh yeah, 607. Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Now I know you and y'all sat down. Yeah, I was able to sort things out on camera, but I'm gonna ask you just for the people who may not know this story on my platform.
Yeah.
Now from your standpoint, how did this whole ordeal take place?
Well, now that I got the full scale, I know what took place. But as far as at the time, niggas saying one thing and it's being another. Like at the time, I felt like it was just a regular diss. Capone and wanting to diss or wanting to respond to some shit going on. But they telling Unc one thing and telling me another. Like from Unc perspective, he basically said like when he called me, gang, I'ma just be real. I'm at a client shoot and I don't know if he a troll. I don't know this man, bro. He just called, and I'm big on respect. Like I come here, I'ma speak to you away. I never let my mood dictate my manners. I'm big on respect. That's what my bird taught me growing up. Yes ma'am, no sir, show some respect. So when I see OG, I could tell he a little older than me. I'm like, my fault, OG, what's going on? What's going on? Take the video. They just start talking crazy. And mind you, I'm with clients and shit. So you kind of talking to me in a way like as a man, it's like, damn, bro, like I understand whatever you frustrated about, but like we got to handle business. Let me get this done. We got to talk about this better. And he was just going off. Basically, Capone probably told him like it was me that wouldn't take the video down. One whole time, it's like I told bro, for real, like drop that shit on your own page. Like that shit gonna get me in a lot of heat, But at the same, I got the platform, so I couldn't hate on bro motion. Like he wanted it on the platform. That's why they shot with me to put it on the platform. So I can't just censor this man because somebody got in my ass. Like I had to stand and holler at Unc. And it wasn't nothing like that, bro. I'm gonna be real. It didn't go too well. Y'all seen what happened, gang. I heard shit in the streets. Like I'm the type of person. I'm not a street dude, bro. But I'm not scared of none of these street dudes. Half of them niggas you lock me in the cell with, they wouldn't even be able to stand a chance. But on top of that, it's like when I go around and it's little guys that'll shoot their brother before even speaking. I know if that little dude gonna shoot his brother, he not gonna play with me. I'm 200 plus pounds. That little dude not gonna play with me. So I try to move away in St. Louis. It's not about who the toughest. Like as a cameraman, I don't feel like I gotta stand on no business. People be like, when Unc came to me away, bro, I honestly felt like at that time, my energy was more like, hey, I got this city. This some bullshit. I'm tired of them getting me in bullshit like this petty. They know I'm just dropping a video. I'm ready to shake the Memphis. I'm ready to get motion. I was looking at Drake, baby, them. I'm seeing in their leading chopper blowing up, Glorilla coming out. I'm like, man, I'm about to go to Memphis, bro. They around the corner. My people don't know my in-laws, though. I'm like, I'm about to get some motion out there, bro. So he damn near, I'm gonna keep it real. That shit damn near pushed me to go to a new market and really turn myself up. Really, and you could say, oh, you went for scary reasons or whatever, but I'm the type, I'm gonna outlive you from being smart. I'm not trying to be hard. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I knew I had St. Louis. I knew if he had clout chase or whatever he is, they trolling me based on my motion right now. So I wasn't gonna sit here and go back and forth I'm like, hey, well, as soon as you hit that, grab a credit card, grab the cash. I'm in Memphis every day, every week, you feel me? Like before my son was in school, dropping him off with the grandparents, shaking hands, doing free work, tapping in, hollering at FTY Studios, all the cameramen down there, Wicked Films followed me. When I found out who Wicked Films was, bro already was following me. I went to Memphis and found out who he was. I didn't know who he was. Biggest cameraman in Memphis. So I came down there, got my own motion. So shout out to Shout out to 607 gang. From that little bullshit, I got a whole new market. You see what I'm saying? I went and kept expanded. Like I even tapped in, through you and went to other places, getting the acapellas, you know what I mean? Tapping me in Kansas. Like, appreciate it. Like through that one situation, we got a lot of extra motion,
During that time, did you really feel like threatened about the whole
initially, or when he came to the house?
Initially.
Hell yeah, initially I did. I'm gonna be real. Like they saw the stance I took. I ain't gonna get on this interview and fake, bro. Like I was hearing things. You hear me? Like I ain't gonna say too much because on this interview, but I'm tapped in, bro. You know what I mean? Like I know what's going on in the street, so I'm hearing things, and I'm like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that shit, bro. They ain't got nothing. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. On my own, I'ma always stand as a man. But like when I feel like niggas inserting me and shit, like I'm from that. I fuck with Dallas Foes and certain artists, but I'm from 8 Deuce. You see what I'm saying? When everybody do fuck the you know what they say, the I ain't gonna say the word, but you know what they saying in the city, the ookies and da. I be trying to explain to them like, bro, you talking about a lot of my partners when you say that. But it's not a big deal to me. Like I'm not in it for that reason. I'm just here for the talent. I'm here to take our music and bring us to the next level. You hear me? None of the street shit that ain't mine. That's just where the traction that the artists that do the numbers just happen to be in the streets. That's all it is.
Was this the only situation where you ever been confronted, like for like shooting a disc or maybe even recording a disc, right?
For this, yeah, because I'm gonna keep it so real. St. Louis so small. It's not like Chicago. I looked at Chicago and it was so interesting where the guy that shoot for the BDs can't shoot for the GDs and da da da. It's not like that here. When K murdered them with this, somebody wanted this K murdered them when I was turned up, like at my height of my shit in the city. They gonna go grab the same cameraman. That's how St. Louis work. It's real small, bro. Like it's not like these bigger cities. So they'll grab the same cameraman. They want to be on the same platform they got dissed on. And so for me, it was always just a mutual thing, back and forth. It was never like, that was the first situation where somebody ever like tried to hold me to a side and say that and yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like you said, with people using the same cameraman, because not to incite more on what's already going on with their situation, but with the six, then you were shooting the big bucks videos.
Yeah. You would be. That's what I'm saying. Like you would shoot the dishes to the. That's just how St. Louis move, bro. That's when I look at Billy Cock them. That's like the cameraman that shoot for the for like the GDs in Chicago, and then I look at like I guess the BD they just shoot with whoever because they bigger. But I mean it's different here. I always looked at that like, oh, that's interesting because we'll go shoot for somebody, and then the next video shoot be people that dislike them, and that's just St. Louis. That's how they book. They never made us like, that was the first situation where I felt like somebody made me like, all right, yeah.
I ain't never been in no situation like that, but I tend not to put I have people get mad at me over interviews.
Right.
Probably only one person that, a few people. I ain't gonna say their name, but that's neither here or there. But Mo P, man, speaking of interviews, Mo P, shout out to Mo P, man.
Clear the streets. My boy.
On live, suicide, all that shit. Going up. That thing is still going crazy to this day.
For sure.
I seen on the interview that he did with Chop Talk TV where he shouted you out.
For sure.
He shouted you out, say you the best in the city, and he also said you really support the artist.
That's love.
And I guess it's, contests to what you said, on the live or something the other day, where you have, like, you kind of speaking about it now, where you invest in art, where you pull up and shoot artists for free. Essentially for free.
Be real with you, bro. For years, I just take the money. Like, I ain't trying to say it like that, but I'll be taking the money from my positive shoots, putting it on the artists that I want to invest in. Like, I hit a blank once my bills paid. This some of why in my household, my lady looked at me away. I had a lot of arguments behind closed doors about how much I invest in these artists, how much I put behind them. That's just always been my thing. Like, you gotta push the culture to get there. I figured if I'm the reason St. Louis get on the scene, and next thing you know, we have an Atlanta breakthrough, a Chicago breakthrough, they're gonna write documentaries about me, and what I did behind closed doors, like for all their favorite artists. And that's why I'm coming out now telling my own story so I can document it myself, doing platforms like this. Appreciate you even having me.
I appreciate you for coming, though.
Most definitely.
When you shoot these artist videos for free, is it something like a business deal or something like that? Or?
Well, right now, we all the way. It ain't just no more.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Deep in your business. I'm only asking because you also say that you have, I guess it's your label.
Yeah,
media.
Exactly. The Media Records, man. Yep. So shout out to that, man. We the Media Records was really founded for Mo P, man. I got that to make sure that the contract, the paperwork was right, so we can continue to do what we was doing. It ain't no big pressure on it, bro. Like Maury, we wanted Maury step a gang. I ain't gonna it ain't for me to talk about her situation, but well, it is. I say that like I fuck with Shine for putting that love behind them. I fuck with Shine. No, but I'm we was right there grabbing her before he did that. I promise you. Had he not done that, if you gave me 2-3 more weeks, she would have been a Media Records artist. CTS Luh Wick, before Alamo came with the paper, that was a Media Records artist. Mo P right now, I can't tell all his business and his situation, they working it out. But before that situation and before the Wicked Films came with the, Foundation Media shit, he was the first. He was the one that made that studio that they see in St. Louis that was built for him. Because 101 was faking with my masters. No offense, that's my brother. Shout out to 101, but he wasn't giving me the D Huncho song. So I told P didn't even know I knew how to mix, gang. I'm like, bro, I'm one of the best engineers the city ever seen. I started mixing. I bought that studio just, you know what I mean? So I could do what I was doing for him. I put that label together so I could make sure that I kept my artist. And unfortunately, it wasn't nothing like that. Like, he know it's still love, but bro just thought he wanted something bigger. He wanted to do a little more. And for me, I just feel like, gang, like it's two-way. It's bittersweet. I ain't gonna get on this interview and talk down on P, man, because P know it's love. P know what it is. Like, we built this shit together. You see what I'm saying? I look at him like, you know what I'm saying, little bro, like, you know, we really built this together. But for me, when you get somebody there, it's like, stay with the team that got you there, gang. The team that put you them Tommy G, that put you in that light. You know what I'm saying? When I met them, J5 told me, like, he ain't have $100 to shoot the video. And it dropped that same night. These other people, they start coming around because I got you there. You see what I'm saying? So for me, that just, but he a young dude though. So I don't even look at it like, right now, I know P making mistakes. But he young, gang. I let him make his mistakes and love him from, like, let him know, like, we still good, it's love. But I got to keep pushing. You going to do your thing, just let him make his mistakes. He'll come back and learn. He young. Them young niggas they don't have the structure. They be needing to know that. Like, you don't let somebody get you there and then want something bigger. Them people that's bigger wouldn't have ever known you had I not got you there. But that's, you know, but it's still love. Even while I'm saying that, it's still love. You feel me? Because we can't undo that history. St. Louis, we turned it up for the city. Outside of Sexy Red, the shit that's moving in this city, CTS Luh Wick, just look at, over, no offense to Torrey and Victim, gang, but over the last few years, ain't nothing doing millions of views in this region unless it's Nico Nel media. You see what I'm saying? That's just real.
Yeah,
just, you know what I mean? That's just real.
As of lately, you know, shout out to, you know, Torrey, you know, Vic.
They had they run though, gang, but shout out Big Boy turning up. Yeah, he turning up now. They had they run, gang, but just when it's time, like I was the type, when it was time to get them they flowers, I gave them they flowers. Vic Mine is the reason I started shooting videos. At a point, me and Torrey was like this. We ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fake it like that on camera. We cool. It's nothing but respect for him, but you gotta support both ways. You can't be the type when you turning up, I got all the support in the world for you, but I start hitting accolades and you get quiet on me. If that's the case, I love you from a distance too, gang. Because when I hit my accolades and I made world stars and shit, he knew what it was. I just felt like, damn, bro, we all black dudes from the trenches, from nothing. Like, you came up before me, you had your time. Now you see me like, don't get silent when I hit my accolades. Show me that love if we brothers. But if we not in this secret animosity, then that's cool too. Whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Because I still got to do what I got to do. Too many people depending on me. Flat out.
Most definitely. You mentioned Tommy G.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy G. Realest. The realest nigga in the shit. And he a white boy. Shout out to him. This my problem, and I ain't got no problems with Say Cheese, bro. Because you got Maury, so I'm not going to speak down on you. But you knew when Luh Wick came home because he decided to stay with the media. This, no offense, I built my platform because Say Cheese didn't give my artist that interview. Because he didn't want to sign that paperwork and he decided to stay with the media. You knew he deserved that interview. Tommy G them came here. They don't do it famous. They don't charge them guys. Tommy G came. He showed love, bro. He put us in position. Mo P, CTS Luh Wick, St. Louis as a whole would not be where it's at without Tommy G. Shout out to Tommy G. No offense to Say Cheese them, they do a lot of posting, but don't just post people that sign to you. Don't just post people if they don't want to sign to you. That boy got out of jail. He had a huge story. He deserved that interview, bro. It shouldn't have took that long to come out. And that was my only gripe with him. But for what he doing for Maury, it's nothing but love. And Say Cheese, on his defense, I will say this. He offered Wick one of the best deals. Wick was so ignorant and unknowledgeable to the shit I meant. Like I was trying to teach him, he didn't know yet. So you know how it is. You will fuck up a good thing just out of lack of knowledge. He didn't know yet that Say Cheese ain't just giving out regular distro deals. This a nigga that got a budget for you. And he got a platform to promote his artists. I'm like, Wick, we might want to do that. Ain't a bad nigga fresh home. A lot of people in this earth, he don't know what's what. Sean was offering a great deal, but when you just out of jail, you don't know what's what. Bro, not knowledgeable over the industry of deals. He just took too long to make a decision. You feel me? And I felt like Sean probably took that personally, like, well, if you ain't signing with me, I ain't giving you this interview. If you ain't signing with me, but dog, that's the only part that's not solid. Like, gang, if the interview deserve to be platform them. It's your job to get the people what they want. I go out here and get the people what they want. It's not just about what's gonna come back and pay. I get we get at that level where we want the money, but bro, he deserved that interview. Don't let the white boy come and do it. That's why I said Tommy G to be the white boy, the realest nigga. I'm gonna keep saying it. He come and do it damn near 6 months later when you was supposed to been did that. You know what I mean? But you made the decision like, well, I guess he ain't signing with you. You gonna ignore him for the interview, and that was the part wasn't solid. He was already working with a solid team, bro.
Yeah. And Wick, he definitely turned up. You know, shout out to Wick, shout out to Maury.
Most definitely.
You know, shout out to Stacey, she doing her thing. Shout out to a lot of artists.
All of them, all of them.
Everybody, man.
Oh yeah, speaking of Blake, like, and look, I like Blake, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I really say this. She got the look, she got the music, but I say for 300 or whoever, like, I almost feel like, gang, it's people that put up so many more numbers and been grinding for so much longer. It wasn't like, it ain't like a stab. I just felt like you could tell somebody knew somebody, something was going on. Like, she got the type of features that it's like, I know artists that do those numbers without the features. So I was just, it was curious to me, like, damn, why did 300 just come and grab her? But Maury been putting this up, or they see Mo P or Wick putting it up. And of course, I'm gonna take it away because I'm just like, damn, she might know somebody. It might be her people's, I don't know what the situation is. And she is hard. That Bling Blow was a joint. But I'm saying I've never seen an artist get signed that fast off a song. I think maybe they looked at her look, saw Sexy Red and said, oh yeah, this the, But I feel like the same way, like shout out to the situation that Sean did give Maury now, but like Maury been putting that shit in, gang. That's not no comparison. Like I ain't shot all Blake shit. She shot that first video with Torrey, but I supported what was hard. That was a straight banger. But I just feel like even to the labels, bro, y'all can't come here and try to just take somebody and put them in their place. Let them go through the ranks. Let them go through the ranks and build up in the city. It helps more. But shout out to her. But she putting it on for the city still. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. On God.
I got one more last question, man. You kind of brought it up during the earlier part of the interview about like the drop that shit. What happened with that series?
It's back.
Okay.
Drop that shit, it's back, it's on the interviews now. A lot of people don't notice that it's really on the interviews, but a lot of people, they just not giving me the great performances, so we haven't been promoting that clip of the interview that much. They back, I just got to keep letting them know so they come and give me the right performances. But yeah, we bringing them back, man. They just in my studio now.
That's doing this run, that's why I kind of got notice of, I guess, an old friend of yours, D-Rock.
Ah, yeah.
He's funny, man. He's a funny dude, man. I know y'all got y'all, situation going on right now. Dude funny as fuck, man.
Nah, I fuck with Rock. Real quick, cause I know the interview over. Rock cool, somebody we supported. My biggest thing with people like that is, behind camera, that's like me and you being cool. You cut this camera on, I fuck with D-Rock. My biggest thing just, my fault on losing my voice, y'all. The interview damn near done, but just don't do shit off camera like for the antics, man. If you really felt the way with me and you drinking all my Douce, you smoking all my gas, tell me that shit while you drinking and smoking my shit. So I'll stop sharing with you. Don't wait for the interview to start. Nah, I ain't fucking with you. That was it. It wasn't too much to it. It's just when the interview start, yeah, but I ain't fucking with you. Nigga, you was just downstairs, big smiling, big hitting the Zai. Yeah, this some Zai, Nico, this, that. Now you not fucking with me, you gonna troll me and my shit and not even tell me. He cool beyond that, bro. That's all.
Just some internet shit.
Yeah, just some little shit, you know what I mean? Promotion probably for him. I respect it. But just, you can't troll a troll. I'm better than, you know what I'm saying? I'm better than them cats at trolling, so they can't get me, you hear me?
Yeah. I know your voice going out, man.
Oh, God.
Your voice box too much longer. I appreciate you for coming out, man.
Appreciate you.
Doing your thing, man. You definitely, I won't say a legend in the making. You're a legend that's still rising, for sure.
That's
so,
love.
like I say, salute you. Keep doing your thing, man. Till next time. But shout out your social media before we got here so they can.
Oh yeah, go follow me, man, at Nico Nel Media on everything. Nico Nel Media. Go follow, man. Type in YouTube, IG, TikTok, whatever.